Welcome back to the Tour Daily Podcast, everybody. I'm Caley Fretz. Holy hell, what a stage. What a stage. There's just so much going on right now. I felt like we had a slow couple days, and that is most certainly over. Joining me today, Ian Treloar, welcome.
Hello. I'm so amped after today.
He is.
You are he has never been a bigger sports fan than this
Today,
evening.
I discovered for the first time Ian Treloar, sports fan. You were excited. Like, I know you enjoy the tour, but I think you're a bit like someone's cat in their home, where they are a bit like, above everything, a bit like, I'm just only, like above the nitty-gritty of the racing. You're better than that. Today I saw Ian just like, come on.
All about it. I didn't finish the intros, though.
Sorry.
Jonny Long, welcome.
Hello, I'm back. I'm Am too.
For the first time this Tour de France,
He brought the tour with him.
he brought the tour with him. Joshua Robinson of the Wall Street Journal, welcome, Josh. It's good to have you back.
Thanks for having me back.
We are so excited that you did bring the tour back, because the run sheet is honestly, I don't even know how we're going to get through it all. So first and foremost, our winner,
Jonas
Abrahamsson, who some might remember crashed and broke his collarbone like a month ago.
Yeah, and if you don't remember him from breaking his collarbone a month ago, you might remember him from the last Tour de France, where he was in breakaways for 1,948 kilometers of the entire race, and 140 kilometers solo. Almost should have won the combativity prize, but anyway, he's made up for it today.
Yeah, what a ride. We're going to talk about the sprint later. There's just stuff in that we'll get to later. Behind him, all sorts of crazy stuff happening. We had a Mathieu van der Poel Wout van Aert breakaway, bridge attempt, I guess I should say. Behind that, we had like an actual kind of battle for the yellow jersey today. We had was it Ben Healy that kind of kicked things off at one point, or at least chased things. Walk me through the last like 35 kilometers, because that's really when it started to go nuts.
Well, before that, you had an EF rider trying to bridge from the peloton that then dragged Ben Healy in his wheel, and then Jonas Vingegaard attaching himself as well. So they started going up the road, and then Pogacar and Evenepoel finally reacted, but thought about it for a second. That was like a larger move in between the breakaway and the peloton that went away for a little bit, came back. But then you had Mathieu van der Poel and the Wout van Aert in their group chasing the front of the race. They had Fred Wright, Mathieu Bergadu, Abrahamsson, Mauro Schmid, someone else.
That breakaway, I would also say, was instigated by Abrahamsson. He attacked at the 0 kilometer mark. First rider to move. Mauro Schmid was the second person to come with him. Both of those two guys were the last two left after the entire stage and sprinting it out to the end. It was an incredible day of breakaway riding.
You were hanging out at Uno X, I'm assuming.
Okay, so today had some exciting plot points for me, because this morning I was talking to my friend at the Total Energies bus, who is really, the press officer there is very good for intel, because he always tells me exactly what rider is going in the breakaway. And today it was a Mathieu Bergadu day, which for me is a very good day. So Mathieu Bergadu was in the breakaway, and we also had an Uno X guy in the breakaway, which is like, Christmas is all coming at once.
It's the greatest day of Ian's Tour de France life.
It is.
There were so many ways that this could have shaken out to be a fantastic day at the bike race for specifically me. And it was just great.
So I'm pretty sure Abrahamsson and Schmid went away on that first of those two final little bump climbs, or it was around then they went away.
Yep.
But then there's a pigeon that nearly landed on your two's heads just then. But then you had Mathieu van der Poel attack out of the group behind, like the Paul Suivant group behind, to try and bridge over to those two. Got to within 8 seconds with a kilometer to go, and it looked like he was about to Amstel Gold. Thank you. He was about to Amstel Gold those two, because you thought maybe they'd start looking at each other. They realised they had to pull. They're probably getting screamed in the ear like, he's coming. He's coming for you. But then fell away just at the last. Today the motos were behind both of the groups, which was good.
Just probably the way it should be.
Yeah. That's it, and then the sprint, and then the protest. What more?
It
was mad. What else you want to know?
There's 10 more things on my list here.
Can we talk
about
about
Pogacar crash?
Yeah, geez, yeah.
Can we do a little bit more about the stage winner?
Sure.
Because I was hanging out at the Uno X bus.
There are some things to be done about the defending champion also crashing.
I know.
We'll give you one more segment. Give it to us.
Give us the
color.
No, you know what? Ian has waited his whole 3 years for this since Uno X arrived at the tour. Whenever
And all of yesterday's
go
episode.
off, and all of us go off.
We didn't let him talk.
Go on. Let's just as long as you want, Ian.
No,
as
not
long as you want.
that one, because this will be the Uno X episode. No, but what is really great about Uno X is that the riders are normal and nice people, not like sociopaths that just ride bikes for sport. Like they're actually people that you would like to have a chat to, which is really nice. The staff are available. I spoke to Tor Hushovd, who's the team manager. I spoke to 3 different sports directors, and all of them were very gracious and explained everything and explained how much it meant to the team. And after this is their 3rd Tour de France, and it's fair to say that they've come pretty close to stage wins before, but haven't quite managed it until now. And the emotion was palpable.
He had a big yell. He crossed the finish line, kind of zoomed, like they had to like go around all the photographers, and the Swannies are all waiting there, and he let out. It was guttural.
Yeah.
It was
Great.
And then
loud.
as they were all coming back, basically the entire team made a huddle around him.
So
And
good.
I heard your rule about only swearing if you're quoting someone.
You're quoting someone?
There was an enormous "you fucking legend."
There was also a lot of swearing in Norwegian.
Well, that's why we have you here.
Yeah.
Translate for us.
Did you talk to Uno X in English or Norwegian?
I did a bit of both.
Love it.
That's great.
Because some of them are Danish and some of them are neither Danish nor Norwegian. Like the riders are Danish and Norwegian, but the staff are not necessarily. Like
Love
I
it.
spoke to a Slovenian Swania, for instance.
It's.
Great.
I mean, they're not going to take the mantle of kind of like best lower level team, not second tier because they're not like Pro Conti or something, but like best non-UAE Visma team. That still goes to EF, I think. Probably not takeable at this point, but
great to see one of these smaller teams win a stage, and also a team that's never won a stage before is really good. It's great to see.
Well, and like a huge part of the narrative coming into this race, and maybe this narrative is kind of shaped by the fact that we all watched this on the Unchained series, is this like David versus Goliath thing, right? And the fact that the little guys can't catch a break and they can't win a stage, and no, they can. Like they can, and they absolutely do, because cycling, the reason why we love it is because it's not an exercise contest. It has all these other elements to it. It's all this dynamism to it, and that's what gives us stages like today.
And Abrahamson particularly has been such a sort of avatar of the breakaway rider for the last 2 Tours de France, and that the team have T-shirts that say the Breakaway Boys on the back. Like,
oh, great! That's a great slogan.
They have planned for the stage win to come from this. I was talking to one of the directors, and he said, we've been in mountain breakaways, we've been in flat breakaways, long breakaways, short breakaways, and it hasn't panned out until now. But after like 50 times trying to get a stage win, they finally have it.
But that just goes to show that they have come to the Tour de France, they've sort of made their way here, and they've understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Like, you don't come to be a completely anonymous team.
Yeah.
And there are several who do. We could name some.
Oh, more than half maybe still at this tour?
Ineos.
There are some that you look around the buses,
Groupama.
and it's like, oh, they're here?
Yeah.
Like,
Lotto.
Who?
Tudor.
Lotto,
Intermarché.
at least was it Dali was doing all kinds of crazy stuff today.
He came 4th, I think.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, fine.
Kudos to him, but it's
for-
also the first time they've kind of done much of anything.
Yeah.
But to my point, how much Uno X have we seen?
Yeah.
Roughly 1,948 kilometers in the last tour. That's how much Uno X we
It's,
got. And that's like what you're supposed to do if you're that team.
It's also like Ben Healy as well was one of the main like breakaway protagonists from last year, and it was this is bad that I've forgotten his name, Danish guy, the Tour de France yellow jersey, Michael Rasmussen. He tweeted that.
No. Where are you going with this one?
He tweeted. I think he tweeted, or maybe in a French. Sorry, I should have remembered this before I started speaking. They were saying how last year Ben Healy was like the king of the wrong attacks.
Yeah.
And like not quite getting it, but like showing that he had the level to do it. Whereas both of these teams have gone away and then managed to figure out how to make it work this year in the right moves.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Let's shift over to the race for the yellow jersey. Tadej Pogacar crashed today. It was a touch of wheels, according to Jonas Vingegaard, who was like right next to him at the time. I think maybe Matteo Jorgensen kind of swung over, and then there was the rider in between, and then one of your boys,
Uno X,
took him out. It happens, right? Like it's actually kind of shocking how infrequently it happens to Pogacar in particular. This is his first major crash. at the tour in like 5 years.
Was he the one that I was trying to remember who fell when we had the whole handshake palaver. Was that Jonas falling or Tadej falling?
That was Tadej falling.
Okay.
But it was like
but that one was just a slip rather than a crash.
He just lost the back wheel.
Yeah, and then he was back. But he does so he appears to be okay. They did not take him for X-rays, which is a good sign. Just road rash. Absolutely legendary Shimano neutral service guy.
Oh yeah.
Who managed to put that chain back on in like 2 seconds, which anybody who's dealt with a modern drivetrain, particularly the drivetrains, they're running Shimano with like weird chain rings, like giant chain rings and stuff. Let's do some tech. They're just annoying to put chains back onto.
Okay.
Like it just doesn't work quite as well. Anyway, got that chain on really, really fast, gave him a big old push, and then I was able to chat with Jorgensen at the bus afterward myself, and I don't know how many other microphones were pointed at his face, but the gist of that was, yes, they did wait on purpose. They made that decision very, very quickly. Vingegaard said the same thing. They basically were like, yeah, like, if it's a crash like that is like very much kind of not your fault, like crossing wheels, just kind of moment of inattention, basically. You know, they were never going to push forward in those circumstances.
Take this for however much it's worth, but I did a little reporting today about the bike race, which I know is new for me.
It was about drivetrains.
Jonathan Waters afterwards. And he was telling me that Ben Healy initiated the let's wait conversation. Where he was looking around and saying, you know, as the yellow jersey, taking the mantle of the yellow jersey and saying, as I guess he was patron for the day.
We saw a bit of it on TV, but that might have been the first time. Yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out how to say patron in either an Irish or a Brummie accent. But we're gonna have to workshop this off mic.
I do think it's worth mentioning, and maybe there's a bit of audio. Stuart, if you could just cut the bit out of this audio that is Matteo Jorgensen explaining that maybe this squashes the beef.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
So basically he says, I can say it to this for YouTube, and then Stuart can cut this part. So basically, yeah, he says that after all the sort of hullabaloo about the feed zone stuff that happened last week, that he hopes that Pogacar sees today that like they're all, they want to win the right way. So. Are you going to say something?
Yeah, one note on the crash. There is a little bit of keyboard warrior stuff coming at Tobias Johannesson.
Oh, really?
Who was the guy that swung across and Pogacar...
He was following a wheel.
Yeah, so Johannesson was sort of going across to the right-hand side of the road to follow the attack, which is a legit thing to do.
Yep.
Pogacar was one hand off the handlebars talking on the radio.
Oh, okay.
So it is kind of an own goal from Pogacar there, although the adoration that Pogacar has, there's going to be a lot of people piling into the Johannesson messages. I've already seen that.
Maybe look at the wrong one.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, it might be split.
Poor unders. Yeah, like 50-50.
He's not heavy, he's my brother. I was at the UAE bus at the end, and Pogacar came back. You could see he was cut up a bit. He was disappeared onto the bus quickly. Quite soon after, UAE staff came down to ask the media who they were asking who was the one that called like for the peloton to like or the group to stop, slow down. So they were trying to figure out as well, probably for their own sort of like figuring out what they should say or just to know.
Maybe Pogacar wanted to go thank him or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That seems very likely.
He did not appear because obviously he's like, I'm not going out and talking about this. So every new sports directors I'd never even seen before at UAE were sent out to talk to the media over and over again. It also meant Pogacar didn't get his ice bath because that was in the truck just in front of the bus, whereas Jonathan Narvaez managed to have his ice bath come out. So he was shivering. It was.
I mean, he probably didn't want to get in a bunch of water anyway because he's also covered in road rash.
Is it like a Victorian bath where they have to share it with everyone else?
He was probably getting road rash cleaned up, which is why he wouldn't have gotten in an ice bath that maybe other riders were in. Wasn't particularly sanitary.
Also saw a quite heated conversation.
Yeah, we're looking at a photo here.
That's a good photo. Yeah,
he's pretty beat up.
So his bibs are ripped on the left-hand side, and then his left elbow and like the sort of below the elbow on the back of the arm is all bloody as well. But yeah, just road rash. But then still, it's not ideal. He'll probably be strapped up tomorrow.
Question for the panel: have you ever chucked yourself out of a moving vehicle at like 55 km/h in your underwear?
This weekend's racing wasn't that bad, but it got close. I mean, last weekend.
No, the point of that is it sucks to fall down. Like,
Yeah.
He's okay. It doesn't appear to have broken anything, but he is going to sleep worse. He's going to be generally uncomfortable. He's going to have to deal with getting bandages taken on and off.
Everyone
by
asking
doctors.
him if he's okay.
Everybody
which will be
asking him
annoying.
constantly. It is a non-trivial thing to hit the deck like that, and we are heading into the bit of the Tour de France that really
literally
matters.
tomorrow, no?
Literally tomorrow. We got the Hautacam. Patrick Redford's glasses are even younger than yours.
I know. Yeah, but he lives in California.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good thing tomorrow's stage is so easy.
Do you want another beer?
Right?
Do you want another beer? Thank you. Patrick Redford also understands the assignment within day one of the Tour de France, where it's like, just get more drinks. I think he was shocked at the condition he found us in yesterday. There were final thing on the UAE bus. There was a very heated. Was Marc Soler? He must have been in the group with Pogacar when he crashed, because there was a very heated conversation between Marc Soler and Machin in Spanish about what they seemed to be talking about was how it happened and whose attention was where at the time, and just sort of breaking it down. I would say from calm to shook in terms of the UAE response to the crash. They were a bit like, this doesn't happen to us usually.
He doesn't fall down.
He doesn't fall down. He had a Strade Bianche crash.
Yeah, and he broke his wrist at Liège.
Yeah, he broke his wrist at Liège, but they were definitely there like, what do we do? And what was very clear as well is how much it's the Tadej show in terms of no one really knew if he was going to come out to do media. Everyone was sort of wandering around what do we do? Whereas you've gone on the bus, you find out what Tadej decides is happening, and then, which makes sense, right? He's the best rider in the world.
Yep.
But they were very much like, we'll see what happens. They didn't seem too flustered. They usually call customers, but it's not good to see people fall down. But what I will say is, if Jonas Vingegaard fell down today, that would have been worse for the bike race.
Worse for the narrative. Worse for the bike race.
Yeah.
Can we just do a small bit of conspiracy mongering?
You don't have to ask me twice. I'm ready all the time.
I can't even remember. Somebody mentioned this to me in the press room. They said, well, he never falls down, right? Pogacar never falls down. And one of the reasons for that, and I've heard the same thing said about Peter Sagan. So Peter was obviously an incredible rider as well. He's a very good mountain biker, just a very good rider in general, technically. But also, because he was so good and so strong, you're just sort of always less pinned than everybody else, and so therefore better able to react to things that are happening around you. And so the theory essentially was, this is the first dumb mistake we've seen Pogacar make in years. Is he? There was talk of him potentially being sick. There was talk of him just potentially being more fatigued than he's letting on right now. Full conspiracy hat.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I'll lend you one of mine.
I'm not saying I necessarily believe this, but I think that there's a potential out there, because this is an unusual thing. That there's something else going on.
He definitely. I don't think he looked good on that stage 10. I think if we didn't talk about it on the podcast, we talk about it amongst ourselves. Where usually Tadej on a bike just looks so good. He's his body's moving, but it's not moving in a way where it's you see someone making an effort. It's the suplex, all that sort of stuff. Whereas he looked, and that attack as well. Some people saying that attack was a show of strength. I don't think it was.
No, that was.
We could find out tomorrow.
That was defense by attacking.
And you can kind of read this from Visma's reaction at the end of stage 10 in terms of they were yeah, sure, we're absolutely content heading into this first rest day.
Yep.
So we may find out more tomorrow. The only hope is that we don't find out definitively tomorrow. And I don't think we do when it comes to Pogacar. But
today proved nothing's definitive.
Was today the best stage that we've had at the Tour so far this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, unquestionably?
Well, Josh came.
True.
Yeah.
The people have been clamoring for Josh Robinson never before, and no one else.
In his comment section, which is the best part.
In the Discord today, it's can we have Josh Robinson update? Is he there? What's going on?
But this is the part of the World War II movie where the guy finds his unit again. It's boy, am I damn glad to see you boys again.
On that excellent note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got a protester. We have an Oliver Nassen interview?
Yeah, because he's the Maya Sabler. Or was. He wore it today.
Of course. Okay. And then someone fell off the chair in the press room. I missed this entirely. Okay, we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, we're still kind of giggling about someone falling off the chair. Are we good? Okay.
Did you forget to record, Jonny?
It's recording. It's just the battery wasn't running. Anyway, sorry. Bring us in again, please.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about one of the other crazy things that happened in today's stage, which was a man jumped the barrier in the finale and attempted to sprint
with two legs.
With 2 legs against
Pieditarian, as we learned this morning.
The phrase that I now understand.
We don't want to trivialize this because so the man was a protester. We've seen this over the last couple of years at the tour. This particular guy was protesting Israel-Gaza conflict, Israel-Palestine conflict.
Protesting Israel Premier Tech in the tour.
Specifically. Yeah. So, the bit of reporting here is that I was standing outside the Visma bus and he was sort of hauled past me between 2 very large policemen. And he was still chanting in French, Israel is in the tour is complicit. That's what he was chanting on repeat. And his shirt said something similar to that. But yeah, he was tackled by
Stefan Bury, who is the head of the Finish Line organization. Now, topic is super sensitive, super complicated. We've done a fair amount of reporting on Israel Premier Tech in light of post the war, but I would ask the audience and ask you guys if we can talk about the Stefan Bury tackle of the protester. Because what other sport would you see?
Can we separate the art from the artist? Is what you're?
In a roundabout way, kind of. Like I don't want to go too crazy, but at the same time, the way that Stefan Bury, ostensibly, like a clean shirt, has underlings.
The security guy at the press room was all about it. Was hugely into it.
He goes to bed dreaming.
Game recognizes game.
He's in charge of the press room, which is just boring, and it smells. Nothing happens. But yeah, Stefan Bury, because he's the head of the Finish Line organizations, he's standing kind of closest to the finish line of anyone who's not a rider, basically. Like in front of the cameras, in front of kind of the security guys, he's there.
Yep.
And what we've been told is it's kind of whoever reacts first that then gets to things. So it could have been a security guy wanted to make that from a temporary contract and a full-time job. You tackle that protester. But it was Stefan Bury, which maybe how he's got it.
Yep.
Runs out. Abrahamson and Schmidt are sprinting on as they're facing the finish line, like the left-hand side of the road. The protester gets onto the right, and Stefan Bury manages to sort of fake him out. It's a bit Kun Aguero, drop the shoulder, fake it, direct him towards the barrier from whence he came.
Away from the riders.
Drops his shoulder and hits up, NFL defensive lineman style, straight out of into touch, stop the clock. And we've subsequently seen some photos.
Yep.
We're publishing the photos, I think. So
it's fine. I think we can say where they're from. I mean, the photographer was just taking photos, which is his job.
From the Grievers. And after Bury tackles the protest back over the barriers, flattening the barriers, which have fans up against them, so some force.
Yep.
Then gets his radio, which is attached to a wire, and sort of starts whipping the protester. Only at the Tour de France.
Allegedly.
We
didn't see this with our own eyes, but this is what we're
Is what we're
told. Said allegedly if we've seen photographic.
Well, the photos is kind of him holding it as if about to whip, and then we see after the whip.
I trust our sources on this.
So a bit mad. All a bit mad. Did find out exclusive. Actually, I did text Stefan Bury because you have all the numbers in the back of the book, whether he played rugby. Because we're in Toulouse, big rugby town.
Oh, yeah.
Champions of France, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. He said he's never played rugby before, so that is just innate talent.
It's the only place you're going to get that
only at the Tour de France you have the big people in the organisation out there doing the supposed grunt work as well.
Yeah, like a dude in a collared shirt. Out there, like a button down out there doing tackles. It's just, I think, sort of if we're going to sort of take a step back and view it sort of more broadly and what's the reason to talk about it at the Tour de France, it's just a reminder that how very public this race is, right? It's like how very accessible this race is and how very exposed sometimes this race is. And, like there's a lot of security around. Where there's security all over the place. Certainly a lot more than there was, say, 10 years ago. But even so, it's just a fundamentally very exposed event. And so this stuff is going to happen. And, I'm sure the fellas chatting in a local cell somewhere, or at least a dark room somewhere.
We have been given a statement from Israel Premier Tech, which say they respect everyone's right to free speech, which includes the right to protest, but they condemn anyone who basically interferes with the Tour de France and jeopardizes the safety. And that basically the team cooperates fully with the security measures laid out for them at the tour. Like when we go past the bus, there is armed guards there all the time.
Extra guards.
We're just saying what is happening, what's being said. We don't want to, get too much into the weeds with it.
Do they have normal guns, Jonny?
They are the biggest guns I've ever seen in my life. I'm a humble man from the Isle of Britain. We don't do guns. We don't do guns.
No, it is weird seeing all of that.
The very complicated, not the right time or podcasts to discuss it, but I'm never. If I ever see Stefan Burry, I'm not messing with him.
Crazy day on the tour. Yeah, impressive tackle. There was someone fell out of a chair in the press room.
I think we save that one for after dark.
Okay, we'll save that for after dark. Braillester's at the bus again. Are we saving that for after dark as well?
Yeah, for after dark.
All right, well then.
Good promo. Do we want to? Should we save the Mayo Sablé for after dark or not? What did you think the people deserve or not?
They deserve it.
Okay, so. 2 days ago, we talked about how Oliver Narsson was our Mayo Sablé and how we were happy about this because he is a very nice man, a very approachable rider. Here's a little background: is that Caley, you went to see your family this morning.
I did.
So it's just me and Ian manning the ship at the start,
which is a dire situation.
Terrible. We were excited to kind of show Patrick around his first ever Tour de France paddock and stuff. Excited to see our old friend Joshua Robinson. Abby Mickey was around as well with family.
That was great.
This is the second year in a row I managed to miss Abby.
I missed Abby as well because I was on the hunt for Oliver Narsson. Because as we were walking around, we walked past the AG2R bus, and I said to him, "I'm not going to swear. I'm not allowed to swear. It's not." Although I'm quoting myself.
You can't quote yourself.
Okay, fine. I said, "Gosh darn it." The one thing we had to do this one at the start was interview Oliver Narsson about being the Mayo Sablé. Pierre Muglack, former ASO press officer, now a Decathlon AG2R press officer, nowhere to be seen.
Former favorite ASO.
Yes.
Can I also give a comparison point between Jonny's interview with Oliver Narsson, which was quite normal and nice and available, versus my attempted interview with somebody from Archaea B&B Hotels, where not a well-known rider from Archaea B&B Hotels. It was a interview for my dumb bullshit.
Who were you trying to talk to?
Mathis Lebert.
Mathis Lavelle, no. Was it Lavelle? Mathis Lavelle. I think that's what you told me earlier.
He's one of the men that's on the card that Ian wears around his neck with all of the riders.
Mathis Lebert.
Oh, Lebert. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
Number 136.
Yeah. I think that beats me getting big time by Bahrain Victorious' Camille Gradek. Once again, you win.
And the Archaea press officer was just not having it. He was like, "They are trying to stay cool. What are you doing dragging him out of the bus for an interview? Come and see him in the mix zone."
Whereas in comparison, I waited patiently after spotting Oliver Narsson outside the bus, talking to either family or sponsors or someone he knew for quite a while with like 20 minutes going to the race, wait for 5 minutes. He starts coming back towards the bus. I go up to him and say, I had to be a bit cheeky. I was like, "Oliver, you've won an award on our podcast." He's like, "Really? What have I won?" And thus, I explained to him the Mayo Sablé, and let's hear from him and his reaction now. Hello, we're here with Oliver Narsson, today's wearer of our Mayo Sablé, which is the sand jersey for the rider on GC closest to an hour, but crucially over an hour. Ollie, our question to you is, how will you honour the Mayo Sablé today?
Well, obviously, I goes without saying, I will count the riders ahead of me, and like every day, I'll try to finish around the 100th position again.
Perfect, and you've had a great career, but just where does this Mayo Sablé sit for you in your Palmares?
Wow, it's quite an easy question. It's obviously just above the Belgian national jersey, I would say. Yeah, it's just beneath having children and just above the Belgian national jersey.
Thank you so much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Good pleasure.
Shock, awe.
Yeah. Well, I haven't actually checked because he did promise that he was gonna respect and honour the jersey by trying to finish in like 90th place again to ensure that he didn't lose the Maillot Sable. But in real time, I'm looking at the GC from stage 11 to find out who is our Maillot Sable.
Do we have?
We have Ian. Ian's best day at the Tour de France just got a little bit better. Because our new Maillot Sable is Anders Halland Johannesson, who is 67th overall, with a time of 1 hour and 53 seconds.
Wait, is that the worst Norwegian in the race?
I doubt it.
No, there's some below.
Isn't that the one that he was the one that was worried about that?
He was worried about being the worst Norwegian in the race, but I think he's just the worst Johannesson twin in the race.
Even Andreas Leknesson's behind him, which must.
That is mad. He's finished top 10 at the Giro.
Well, I think he's probably going to be going big on stage hunting as we head to the mountains. And Stian Fredheim is also below.
Okay.
But that is great news because we will almost guaranteed have another interview with the Maillot Sable.
And I have some rapport with him. Some.
Fantastic.
As long as I don't mix him up with Tobias.
I am honoured to be here for your best 48 hours ever at the Tour.
I'm so excited.
The best thing is you don't have to know what he looks like. He has a number on his back.
No.
You can just check.
Well, they also have different hairdos.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
What if they're wearing helmets?
No, I think you can still tell by the sort of neck fluff.
There is no you're in trouble today. No one got in trouble for peeing in public. However, we haven't had a Bravest boy in a bit. So do we have any nominations for Bravest boy today?
Should we have a joint nomination today? Because the ASO gave Jonas Abrahamsson the combativity prize as well as a stage win, which I think is a cop-out. Don't give it. Get someone else up on the podium.
They give the combativity before the stage finishes. It comes across and then
that's stupid. That's like when they give man of the match in football at like 85 minutes. Wait to the end. What's the rush?
He's the guy that started the breakaway.
But what about our two favourite boys? Could be Bravest.
Yes. Shall we put our hands together?
Fred Wright.
Matthew Bergadou.
Yeah. There we go. It was great.
Fred Bergadou. Congratulations.
Is that if they run into each other really, really fast?
All right, I think we're gonna cut it off there.
We got stuff to deal with in After Dark.
Yeah, it was an incredible stage. You know, where there's not a whole lot to talk about on the GC front other than the crash. We've got a big one tomorrow. Actually, before we cut off, we can preview tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow is flat. Hodekam.
It's a hockey stick.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the Ventoux stage, but it's not that far off.
We start from the town of.
Ouch.
Well, that's how Patrick pronounced it. Osh. Osh or ouch. Pick your poison. Sorry, what were you going to say? I cut you off.
No, I was going to say there was a GC movement and then it was cancelled out. Because the moment Pogacar hit the deck, like they went away briefly before the negotiations happened. And the gap was 23 seconds.
And they stopped.
That's
and then
what
I was trying to figure out because people are saying they did, they didn't. Okay. But the beef is squashed, supposedly.
Yeah,
at least from Visma's end. We don't know about Pogacar. That's the thing.
But Jonas Vingegaard was briefly, virtually, less than a minute from telling.
We can only hope.
Preview of tomorrow. The Hodekam is what matters tomorrow. It's an uphill finish. It's the first truly nasty uphill finish of this Tour de France. I think it's an HC, right? I've ridden it. It's not super hot. Not very quickly, but I've ridden it. It's not super hot this week here in this part of the world, but it's not cool. And I mentioned before that this is a climb that is extremely exposed to the sun. And if it is warm, there's no hiding. There's no hiding. Okay. So I think that's the theme of tomorrow. There is no hiding. There's sort of been you've been able to maybe fake it a little bit if you are Vingegaard or Pogacar. Like if one of them is better than the other, we don't truly know. Tomorrow we will know. And I think for the good of the race, we want it to remain tight. But I, frankly, it's one of those things where you're on the eve of the first real GC day. There is kind of no point in talking GC too much because anything's going to change within about 24 hours. So with that, make sure you tune in to tomorrow's stage. Watch it on TV, obviously. Yeah. Watch that last sort of 45 minutes or so. You got to do that. It's going to be really good. We're going to head into After Dark. That, of course, is the member-only version or member-only section of this podcast. If you're on the member feed, you'll stick around. If you're on the free feed, that's it, and we'll see you tomorrow.